everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to share how I was able to save $1,400 by planning my trip 2 to 4 months in advance as opposed to 1 to 2 months. So I hope you find this information useful, and if you're interested, just keep on watching.
Here is a snapshot of what it looks like for planning Europe 2 to 4 months in advance versus 1 to 2 months. Okay, so here are some of the key takeaways. As you can see, right here, we have a difference about $1,400, which is about 29% of savings. So I'm going to take you to the next charts for some of the key takeaways. So number one, the first thing that I noticed right away is that flights are a lot more expensive. So my key tips for you guys is that try to look for any kind of flight deals online in down season, like early January or February, instead of waiting until May to book the flights. This is when everyone is looking to book their flights for their vacation. So obviously demand drive costs. So this is why the same flights that I booked back in January are now 41% more expensive than what they were at the end of January. So if we take a look at this graph, I've noticed that most of the increases came from international flights, as you can see. So make sure to always check in for flight deals. I often check YVR Deals website, Kayak, and Google Flights to do some kind of a price comparison to make sure I'm not overpaying for my flights. And then to find the best value for the flights that I can find. So also, another tip or things to consider is that if you have any air miles, air points, or any other travel rewards that can help you cover the cost of the flights, then consider using them to reduce the cost that you need to pay for flights as well. Okay, the second point that I've noticed right away is that accommodation for Southern Amalfi Coast has exploded. I mean, look at this graph. This tells a story, right? Southern Amalfi Coast is very beautiful. It's warm, and we're actually staying in Positano. It's very well known to tourists thanks to Instagram. So actually, it's not surprising, but it can get very expensive. The hotel I've originally booked was already sold out, so I had to find alternative for cost comparison purpose. So waiting last minute for Amalfi Coast would be a very bad idea, considering it's more expensive already and it provides less flexibility. Okay. So for the last graph that we have, I'm just doing a simple comparison of fast trains. So similar story with fast trains, right? I got the tickets from the official website. I believe it's called Trentelia, and I've noticed that a lot of the time slots were a lot more expensive or already sold out. So it would be best to get the tickets at least 2 months or at least a month and a half in advance to make sure you can get the best deals, and you can also have more selections to choose from. Okay? And last but not least, I've also noticed that a lot of official tours for a really busy city like Rome, such as the Vatican Museum, Colosseum, and St. Peter's Basilica tour are already sold out and you cannot get the tickets from the website anymore. Then if you were to go to those places and if you still want to go there, you have to book a private tour, which will be a lot more costly, sometimes even 3 or 4 times higher than the official tour. So please do keep in mind, if you're planning a trip to busy places like Rome, to book those official tours in advance.
In this video, I was able to demonstrate how I was able to save more money by booking things 2 to 4 months in advance as opposed to 1 to 2 months. So I hope this gives you an idea of what you need to do in terms of planning an overseas trip, because I'm a firm believer that as much as I'm an advocate for saving money and ensuring that you have an RSP or retirement savings funds, I also do believe that you have to make your lifestyle flexible enough so then you can go out and enjoy yourself, whether it's traveling or enjoying your hobbies. Also, if you're a backpacker and if you are looking for cheaper accommodation, or if you're staying at hostels or at lower end of the hotels, I'm sure you can make even more savings than I have by planning things just a little bit more in advance and finding. I'm not the luxury traveler who has to stay at high-end hotels or Airbnbs at all the time, but I did make sure that we stay at pretty decent, nice places, and at the same time we are going to be able to have and afford to be able to explore and try different things. So I think it all comes down to how flexible you are and what kind of a budget you have. If you haven't checked it out already, I've made all my reservations online using my no-fee foreign transaction card. So if you want to see more, then click above and then you can find information about benefits that no-fee foreign transaction card can bring to you as well. That's it for today's video. Happy savings and happy traveling. I'll see you guys once I come back from my Europe trip. Bye!